right, y'all, just got my lobster card. 12.45 is how much it is. Thank you, Catch and Tackle out of Newport. There we go. Let's go grab bugs. All right, y'all, you know what time it is. It is lobster season. It has begun. It began about a little over 2 hours ago. So we're a little late to the party, but we're gonna take advantage of the night. We have our dive lights set up, have our gear checked. Now we're gonna head over to the water and grab some bugs. Let's go. All right, y'all, we just got to the spot. We have a little wager going. Dive buddies and I, dive buddy K and dive buddy Devin. First one to limit, free in and out. What was the biggest lobster? 10 bucks each. You win 20 bucks. So, but conditions look pretty good. About a foot and a half of surf. Apparently the surge is a little rough, but we'll find out. Excited to get stoked. Lobster opener. Let's get in the water.
I'll say it again, lobster opener. Can you tell I'm excited? But conditions were really, really good. Surf was about a little over a foot. Surge, or the current, was about a light to medium. Some areas got a little bit choppier, but generally speaking, great. And visibility was about 20 plus feet, I would say. But overall, a great day to dive. And as shore divers, you're not always blessed with the best conditions, and lobster opener doesn't necessarily mean you get a dive that day, but the conditions were great. So let's go. Got my dive light on. Let's go get some bugs. As soon as I hit the water, I see one crawling on the sand. This one looks definitely small, so I don't even bother going for a grab, but decided to kind of hurry it along. And similar to that one, I saw another one, but this one looked like maybe a keeper. So I head down, and as I'm coming down, I'm looking at the carapace, the main body portion. Go for it. I got a firm grip. This guy is going nowhere. Actually, it's a female. The bottom of the tail, if the fins somewhat overlap and they're larger, that is indicators of a female. So here we have to measure our lobster, all of our lobster, in the water with our lobster gauge to make sure they are legal. And this one is a keeper. You want to go between the eyes to the back of the carapace and make sure it doesn't go over. If it does go over, then it is too small. So we put that in our bag, retrieve our light, and we're off to look for more. For those of you with a keen eye, you might have seen a lobster in a hole just then, but I look around, I don't see any lobsters in the open, so I go back to that one that I saw, and it looks like perhaps a keeper, but more importantly, the angle of it, of attack, is not very good. But I see that the lobster can't go back any further, so what I do is I try to create a disturbance behind it, even though I can't go directly behind it. So you can see me reposition here, so it has to move forward or wants to move forward, and then that's when I strike and I go for that lobster grab. It doesn't work every time, but if you can get behind it and kind of make a disturbance for it to get away from you, you could sometimes push it away from holes or cracks, and this one was one of those situations. This one's too short. I'm gonna let him grow for another season. Here's another one. Nice grab. This one is also a female. Up. And there's another one going for a double fister. Much bigger. Might be a keeper. Two of them. We got two. Two in one go. So you might be asking, how do you measure if both your hands are full? Well, the one on the right, from my experience, was probably too short, so I let that one go. But you'll see later in the video, I do grab two other lobsters, and I do measure both. And stay tuned to see how I do that. This one is definitely legal, and you can see I'm repositioning the lobster here instead of shoving it straight into my bag. So what I do is, you'll see later, it's the importance of putting a lobster in properly so you can stack it. But you're gonna go back to kind of put it backwards into your bag, and they'll usually kick into the deepest part of your bag, as you can see here. And I find out that part of my bag is ripped, and I'm trying to readjust it to push this lobster back in, and I'm like, okay, it looks like it's gonna stay, but you'll see me regret my words later. But yeah, there's a little hole in my bag. So I probably need a new one. So Mutiny, if you're watching, I've used your bag for probably 6 seasons now. It's great. I just need a new one probably. So if you're watching, love your stuff.
You missed the double fister. You missed the double fister.
Oh no!
Here, I'll help you.
So it was cool. I watched Devin, my dive buddy, grab one, and then he was going after another. Couldn't get it, but this one is just too short, so we have to let him go.
It's short.
Yeah.
After that, I looked for a couple more, and this area that I was diving, this spot, had a lot of activity. From the top, I could tell that they were mostly small, but I was hoping to come across one that was decent size. See one here, and the one on top looks pretty good, so I go for the carapace. Firm grab, and this one also is a female. Head up to the surface, and I measure. This one is a keeper. It has to be 3 1/4 inches long, and not past the carapace for it to be a keeper. So this one looks good. We're gonna feed it into our bag, again backwards, so where you measured pointing downward, and feed it into your bag for the most, I guess, optimal way to load it. So oh, there goes that lobster. We'll see if it escapes soon.
Hell yeah! Woo-hoo! Hey, pull that up. Pull that up. Oh yeah! Yeah, let's go, baby! We don't need to measure that thing. Yeah! Let's go! Hey, pull that up. Pull that up. Yeah! Nice. Solid. That's Devin's first one, I think.
First one of the day.
Jesus. I think he's winning the pot so far.
Yes, you can manage a lobster this big by yourself, but I highly recommend you have a dive buddy help you. I've been in similar situations, fortunate enough to be in a similar situation, and putting a lobster in is pretty tricky to do that on your own, and you get pretty tired holding. So what I'm trying to do here is adjust the bag. A mistake that Devin makes here is he tries to shove it in, legs down first, and it gets caught up, as you might imagine, in the bag. It's trying to crawl out, and even if it doesn't, it's gonna get hung up on the netting, and this more or less sets him up for a lot of stress later on trying to fit 7 lobsters into this bag, which pretty much you shrunk your bag size in half by having this big lobster in there pulling at the netting. So yeah, he knows he could have done better, but we try to make best of the situation and move on.
Nice. Yeah, let's go. He's just walking around?
Yeah.
Where's Kiska? Oh, there he is. Alright, I'm gonna beat you, Devin. Damn it! Nice.
The entire night we had 2, maybe 3 seals following us around here, and what they were doing, from what I could tell, is using our lights to hunt for fish. So if they saw reflection with our light, they would go after that fish. Or when we were down there creating disturbances from trying to grab lobster, they were hoping to get a fish perhaps shooting out from our disturbance. But they were very cute, but very annoying. One actually bumped me when I was down there, so I was a little frazzled by that. But something else that I spotted that likes to mind its own business is the Pacific angel shark. It's a flat, bottom-dwelling shark found along the Pacific coast from Alaska to Baja, California. It spends most of its time buried in sand or mud or at the base of reefs like this. Especially when you're scanning for lobster and you see one of these, it's pretty awesome. And yes, my camera angle is terrible, so if you have any tips on how to best position your camera while you're in the water, let me know. So while I was looking at that, my camera wasn't recording when I caught this one, but I got another lobster. It was a keeper, already measured, and it goes into the bag, so it's key. Just bag opening is big enough to put in, cover your hand with the bag, and again, put it in backwards. It's the best way to do it. And here we go. Here's Devin again with that massive lobster. He's paying the price for putting it in the way he did now. Needs some help readjusting to make room because it just now is a, not tangled, but it's a clumped up mess because of this guy. Good problem to have, I guess, but now he's trying to figure out how to put one in. And this is going to be a struggle for him the entire night. But we get this one in eventually, and we are on the way to our limit of 7. One more. You can see me readjust my hand. I like to hold the tail when I measure because it's just easier to get a clean shot of the carapace. Fighting my side here, not the Dungeness crab side, the lobster side, 3/4 inch between the eyes, the back of the carapace. This one is good. It's a keeper. And when you're measuring between the eyes, the way you know that you're measuring correctly is the eyes kind of pop out, if you will. So when you push up, and there it goes. There's that one that was in the hole. And so I am down 1. And what I do is actually readjust my wrist strap to close up that hole. You don't see it on camera, but I readjust it to hopefully fix it. But yeah, super pumped. I'm starting over. And that little Iron Man beam coming out of my chest, you are seeing that correctly. That is a headlamp from Arcatorch that I put on a chest mount using like a GoPro mounting system for your chest. Here, grab another one, pull it up. But I find it very, very useful, especially when after you grab a lobster and you want both hands to measure. Yes, you can put the gauge on your light and whatnot, but I noticed when you do so, it works, but you don't get a clean, I guess, visual of that gauge as much as I'd like, and especially for filming, I think it looks better. But you can see both hands are free. Readjust, and this one is short, so let this guy go. But you can see I have both hands free. Have my light on a little tether here, and the strap is usually on my wrist. Or on a float line. In this case, I readjusted the wrist strap to close up that hole that I had that lobster escape from. But yes, that is why I have that chest. So here's a technique that you don't see often. So I see there's a lobster here. It's deep in a hole, and the probability of me grabbing it at this point is not high. So it looks like there's a room in the back. So I shine my light, and yes, I see it go through. What I'm doing is moving the light in the back so it wants to jet out of the hole just like that. And typically what I would do is grab it from here, but I felt like I can get it out a little further, testing my limits a little too much, and it's spooked off. But that's a technique you can use. Obviously, be careful. Here's that angel shark again. But yeah, you just want to be careful for moray eels and whatnot. Check the hole. But if it's a clean pass through, you could try that technique. Use the light to kind of agitate, or use your hand to tickle it out of the hole, and then use your other hand to eventually grab it. Not sure if you heard that, but if you ever watch a lobster video and hear that like creaking sound, kind of, spiny lobsters, they have like a distinct creaking or rasping noise by rubbing a special part of their antenna against their smooth, rigid pad located just below the eyes. So it makes this like kind of crunching noise, and kind of like running your fingers along a washboard, but it's a way for them to startle predators and warn other lobsters of danger. But if you ever watch a lobster video, you'll probably hear that so listen out for that. It happens. Here's another one into the bag. Let's go. And here are two buddies crawling along the seafloor, and perfect time for a double fister attempt. So I go for the bottom one first, and then the right immediately after, and I have 2 lobsters to show for it. This is my second double fister, I guess, and you can see I have them hug each other. So I do a little check. 1, too short. And too short for that one for sure, so I let them go, but pretty funny. Got him into this position. But the chest light makes this all possible. This one looks like a keeper. The benefits of night diving, as you might imagine, are sometimes you catch the lobsters roaming around looking for food. So this one is a keeper, looks like. Measure, yep, over 3¼ inch. Goes into our bag. This one is a male. It has smaller fins at the bottom of the tail. You know the drill. Grab it by the carapace, point your lobster downward, flip it, put it inside the bag, and close it behind you. And we have one sealed. Here you see another seal just hanging out next to us. What I do is actually spot a fish for it, and it follows it around. I don't know if it was interested in this one, but I do something similar across kind of the span of the evening, and let's say it's a little bit fatter because of me. Or I like to think so, at least. So this one startles this lobster after it senses some disturbance, and I try to get it adjusted so the tail end is toward my right hand. So I make a bunch of movement on my left hand, scoots away from it and right into a position where my right hand can go from behind. Grab this one, bring it up. You know the drill. We got to measure it. So I adjust my hands. So I'm grabbing the tail. And when you do this, you want to be very firm. It might poke you a little bit with those tail spikes, but I like to hold it in this way. I find if I feed my fingers between those spikes, it's a little uncomfortable, but it's worth the ease of measuring and controlling the lobster from this point. So you know the drill. Got to measure, and that's it. That's a wrap. That is the lobster opener of 2025 going into 26. Maxed out 7 lobsters. I didn't win, but Kiska did end up limiting first. I think he limited in the first hour and a half, maybe, give or take. Devin with the biggest lobsters you see here.
Big one.
Overall, a great time.
Devin. Oh yeah.
Nice one. Wow.
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 Devin,
Watch
멋있어.
Y'all, just got back. Limit. Oh, limit. We got 21 lobsters right here. Successful opener. Look at this monster. Who caught this guy? Who caught this? This guy did. I had a great day. Check these out. But yeah, we're gonna grab some grub now. But great opener. Maxed out 7 lobsters each. Season is starting off great. Did you guys have fun?
Hell yeah. Yes.
It's late. It's almost 2 a.m. All right. See y'all in the next one. Great opener.